Since you don't have headphones, but if we go to the YouTube.
Oh, yeah, like bring it up on YouTube to see the audio stuff.
Do you have it on?
Yeah.
Okay. Just go to like Beth L. Windsor Shabbat service. And I didn't send it too. We have Saturday. So I can't hear the sound, but people say they can hear it out there. Last time, like when I turned this on last week, terrible feedback. It was terrible.
So there's static, but it's...
Yeah. Why is there... Yeah, and it was also really staticky. There shouldn't be any static. Why is there static?
It does look like the video feed is delayed a bit.
Yeah, the video feed is delayed, and I don't know why that is.
Like this.
Yeah. Oh, it's like 30 seconds. Yeah, it's quite a bit. So, why is there static? There shouldn't be any. I mean, this is a $20,000 system that we just had installed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I'm saying, why is there static? So why would there be static? Mm-hmm. Is it because your phone is up here and it's picking up static in the room?
Maybe I'll try going into the other room.
Okay. Yeah, go over there and see because. Also, can you hear my guitar out there? The static is very faint. Oh, it is. Okay. Yeah, because it should be going through the speakers. Maybe. Okay. So what do you think is causing it then? When you say the wire, how the wires are put in?
Well, then maybe in the wrong input.
That's what I'm wondering too, because when I listen to everything on it's that. So if I undo this, then does it stop the static? No. The whole
Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. I'm making up a song that I sing. Actually, I can actually do. Okay, but you can hear the guitar? Okay, and I also have that none of that is affecting the sound in the guitar. Could also be that my battery is dead, but it's not. Darn it, it may be that my battery is dead in my guitar. Because it used to like make a noise. Mm-hmm. No. And if it is like, okay, so here's another issue. Maybe I won't, I mean, I can hook up my guitar to a mic and not plug it in this way. And the next time you're here, we could try it again, and we could keep working on this. But here's another issue. So while you're there, because I don't think the guitar, I think the battery is dead, and I think that's, I've been worried about that for some time, that the battery was dying. Okay, so we also have wired mics. Okay, so I have this outlet suddenly stopped working, and I have a feeling it got turned down over there for some reason. Yeah, I wonder if it's these lights. The LED lights sometimes flicker, it doesn't turn on all the way. So maybe we should work on that next. Like, if we can get this microphone also turn on. Darn it, where is, yeah, turn on the piano. It was working earlier. Do. I know. Oh, it's on the far right. It's just a little button. And that was working yesterday this time. I'm going to check in here too. hello, hello, hello. So I don't know why this stopped working, but is there one of them that is turned down that maybe just needs to be turned up? Like if I keep talking, it suddenly will start working and I'll hear myself? So is this working though? No? It is picking it up? It's picking up in there? And what about there, like, so now, there were two settings. That I'm in right now, but it's not picking it up out here, which is weird. In the closet, there is a black box in the right corner behind, it's like you got to turn the light on right there, and you'll see there's a big black box in the back. Okay, that may affect this, and it may at some point, if you don't if there's one of them that's turned down, maybe it's this one. Okay, actually, I'll touch it, and then why don't you, you could come here and stand and talk, and then I can play with it, because I know how to use that one. Yeah. So this one should be on, but it's picking it up on the live stream.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Hello, hello. Hello, testing out the microphone.
If I move this mic over to that outlet, though, I'll show you what happens. So this one suddenly did this. I don't know why. This one here. Suddenly it'll start working, and now it's working, right? Okay. So why? But what I can do is I can actually use the mic here. So we have these mics. I can actually set up a mic here just so it's for my guitar. Okay, so I think I want to keep working on this with you, if you're willing.
Of course. So it seems to me that it's a hardware problem where there's
Right. There's a problem.
either it's muted somewhere that we haven't found yet, where it sounds not coming through, or the outlet physically is that way. It needs to be replaced.
Okay.
Those are my two guesses.
Right, and they just fixed this one. But
Okay.
maybe it's not, maybe.
Sorry.
No, maybe there's some other problem. They fixed it, but maybe there's something that blew or something.
Well, maybe in the process of fixing it, they had to turn off a switch, and they forgot to turn the switch back on afterwards. I'm just speculating.
I don't know. So, I don't know. It's really weird. And then when I'm singing or when I'm talking like this? What if I'm here? Can you hear it? Okay. It's not going through the mic like here. Okay. Can you turn this one up just a little bit? Yeah, well, yeah, I will. They're doing the sound, so they'll tell me. So now can you hear it okay? If I'm just here singing or talking, can you hear me? Because we'll both be here, but I'll be on the guitar. Let me play on here and just see how it is. If I'm right here, actually, Tracey, you like to be over there. I like to be over here. I get very discombobulated when I'm over there. Well,
Which is very nice, but I don't.
yeah, well, I feel like this is more conducive to me looking at you. But if we're like this, and I have it like this, is it picking up the guitar just from this mic here? So this is the wired mic that's over here. And then can you hear with the wireless mic? Or if I move it up like this, is it better? Like that? Because she'll also be here singing with me. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. But I think you need to be like over a bit more.
Okay.
So that it's picking us up.
I feel like it is picking it up.
Is it
I can
picking
hear
us
reverb.
both up?
You can hear it, right?
It is? Okay. And Anne, can you hear us okay? Oh God, yeah.
Oh, God.
Okay. All right. Let me tune and then we'll get this and then we've got.
Okay, what am I singing here today? Yeah, it's really, I can feel it here. I can feel the reverb here.
be a whole thing. Whole thing. Okay. Whole Michigas is right. Oh my gosh.
Okay, is there anything that I should know?
Here's the outline.
Okay, I'm just gonna sing along with you, and if there's something,
Like, here's the outline. Just do this.
okay.
No, I mean, I gotta tell you. I'll tell you later why I'm so running behind today. I'll tell you later. Has nothing to do with you.
I'm just here to assist in the
I want some gum because I get thirsty. I have water. I'm super, like, not hydrated. Okay. Chapstick is a good thing. I'm telling you. It's like 90% humidity, but I have chapped lips. How is this possible? It's good all the time. Yeah. Okay. So last week, we were having all these sound issues, and I finally said something to the kahal here, and all of a sudden I've got like 2 sound techs over there. So thank you to Nick and to Erica for stepping in and trying to help us, and it's a process. So if you're on Zoom and it's a little bit better, let them know as we get started. If you're having any sound issues, hello, Salo, Shabbat Shalom. It's good to see you. So if we're having sound issues on Zoom, we actually have Nick and Erica over there working on it and trying to help. And they may at least be able to try to do some things. You give me my capo, Tracey.
Oh, my
Capos
glasses
are
are
so
here.
good. Yes, your glasses have been here for weeks. Okay. Let's start on Shabbat Shalom, I should say to you all. And we'll start, and you could turn with Hine Matov. Yeah, what page is it, Audrey? 128. It's not even on my outline because I assume everybody knows it. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. All right, let's turn to page 120. We have our candle lighting. Would anyone like to come up? They feel purposefully called tonight to light the Shabbat candles. Is there anyone? Yeah, no, well, yes, if you don't want to bring her, that's okay. Anyone want to do this very badly?
No, do it well.
Or very badly. Tracey says do it well, actually, not badly. David, come on up. We would love to have you. I feel that God wants you to do this in this place tonight. Your hand also helped to give me that indication. Yes. All right. Do you want to lead the blessing, or you want me to do that, and you just light the candle? You want to do the blessing? All right. Okay. And it's right here if you want to look in the book, but you probably, do you have it memorized? Do you want, good? Okay. All right.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu mitzvosav v'tzivanu lahadnik shel Shabbos.
Amen. Amen ve'amen. Thank you, David. Todah rabah. Let's turn to page 138 for Lecha Dodi. And it's not that version. Okay. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha, ki hi mekor habracha, merosh mikedem nisuka, sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yadada, 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yadada, 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, kiva ore kumi ori, uri, shidaberi, kevod Adonai al yalik nigra. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yadada, 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yadada, 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Please rise. B'wi v'shalom ateret b'hala, gam b'simcha uv'tzola, toch emunei am segula. B'wi chala, lecha dodi likrat kala, yadada, 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yadada, 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. And we'll turn to page 142. You may be seated. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boechem
Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeitchem l'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We continue on page 144 with our Chatzi Kaddish. Please rise. I can try to play for you.
Yitgadol ve'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Bi'olma divrach hirutei vayimlich malhutei v'cheichon u'v'yom echon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael Bagala, Bagala u'v'zman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam olam me'amaya Yitbarach Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipoar v'yitrambam v'yitnaseh v'yitador v'yitali v'yitalal Shemei dekutsha b'richu Leila min kol bechata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata tamiran be'alma v'ibru Amen.
And we can be, remain seated or standing, page 146.
Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Baruch et Adonai, HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai, HaMevorach, HaMevorach, le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach, le'olam va'ed.
You may be seated. We are on page 148.
Borei yom v'halayla golel o mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or uma'avir yom u'mehivi layla umnavdil ben yom u'ben layla Adonai tzvaot shemo El Chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. Page 150. דברי תורתך ומצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו באורך ימינו, ובהם נגי יומם ולילה, נגי יומם ולילה. ועבדך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל.
We are on page 152. Please rise.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
You may be seated. We'll continue on page 154 together.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, ושבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
We're on page 156. It's okay. Let's say this together in English. All this we hold to be true and trustworthy for us. You alone are our God, and we are Israel, your people. You are our sovereign and Savior, who delivers us from oppressors' hands and saves us from tyrants' fists. You work wonders without number, marvels beyond count. You give us life and steady our footsteps. You performed miracles for us before Pharaoh, signs and wonders in the land of the Egyptians. You led your people Israel out from their midst to freedom for all time. When your children witnessed your dominance, they praised your name in gratitude, and they accepted your sovereignty. Moses, Miriam, and all of Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices joyously. Page 158. I'm having capo problems. Give me one sec. Sometimes, when we're about to cross the desert, or not the desert, in the desert, trying to cross the sea, they had problems too. I think it was bigger than a capo problem. That was a lot easier. But they had like a whole sea in front of them, which was a problem. They didn't know how to swim. So there are chariots behind them, and they're in front of this sea. And what did they do? They cried out to God, and our Torah tells us that God's breath blew the sea, and they crossed on dry land. Okay, I think we're good with the capo. That was our sea tonight. Lie, 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 Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neheta b'kodesh, nora tehillah rosefele, nora tehillah rosefele. Malchutecha na'u v'necha, okei ayam lifnei Moshe. Adonai lo le'olam va'ed. Adonai lo le'olam va'ed. Lai 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 la lai la lai la lai 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 la lai la lai la lai lai On page 159 at the very bottom, Milton Steinberg said, "Salvation is the Jew's victory over human limitations, ignorance, or insensitivity. It is the conquest of sinfulness, of the evils resident within the self, pride, selfishness, hate, lust, cynicism, the deliberate rejection of goodness and truth." So hopefully tonight we can come to this place feeling a sense of liberation from those things, at least in this moment when we're held together in this community and we are held under the wings of Shekhinah, our divine, who comes like a bird at the darkest times of our lives and covers us up and gives us peace and lets us know that we're never alone. We're on page 161 and then 160. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkiveinu, Lishalom. Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkiveinu, Lishalom. V'ha'amidenu, Shomrenu l'chaim. Ufrosleinu, Sukkot Shlomecha. Let there be love and understanding among us.
Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu, L'Shalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Baruch atah Adonai, Haporei sukat shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Amen. We'll continue on page 162. Those who keep Shabbat by calling it a delight will rejoice in your realm. The people that hallow Shabbat will delight in your goodness. For being pleased with the seventh day, you hallowed it as the most precious of days, drawing our attention to the work of creation. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Mekadesh Shevi Shabbat, Kulam Yizbehu, Vayitangu Mitulecha Shabbat, Yismechu v'malechutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, V'korei oneg Shabbat, Yismechu v'malechutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, V'korei oneg Shabbat, V'hashvi'i ratzita, Bo v'kadashto Shabbat, Chemdat Yamim, Oto karata Shabbat, Yismechu v'malechutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, V'korei oneg Shabbat, Yismechu v'malechutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, V'korei oneg Shabbat. Zecher l'maaseh v'reishit Shabbat, Zecher l'maaseh v'reishit Shabbat, Yismechu v'malechutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, V'korei oneg Shabbat, Yismechu v'malechutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, V'korei oneg Shabbat. More than the Jewish people has kept Shabbat, Shabbat has kept the Jewish people. Please rise. We are on page 164. Adonai sifatai tiftach, ufi agid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth has declared your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei avoteinu, v'Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chazdei Avot v'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, L'Ma'an Shemo Be'ahava. Melech Ozer U'Foshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah. Atagibor leolam Adonai, Mechaye metim atarav lehoshia. Maharid hatal, Mechalchel chayim bechesed, Mechaye metim berakamim rabim. Somek noflim verofe cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melach, Melech memit umechaye, Umat mehak Yeshua, V'ne'eman atal hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai mechaye hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'kol yom, Yahalelu chasala. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. You may be seated. I'm at the top of page 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. And let's continue on page 174. Let's say Adonai Eloheinu me'amcha Yisrael utfilatam be'ahava tikabel utehi ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael hamecha el karov lekol korav b'nei el avdecha b'choneinu shefoch uruchacha aleinu v'techezena eneinu b'shuvecha l'tzion merachamim Baruch atah Adonai hamachazish nechinato l'tzion modim anachnu lach. We acknowledge with thanks that you are Adonai, our God, and the God of our ancestors forever. You are the rock of our lives and the shield of our salvation in every generation. Let us thank you and praise you for our lives, which are in your hand, for our souls, which are in your care, for your miracles that we experience every day, and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of day, evening, morning, and noon. O good one, whose mercies never end, O compassionate one, whose kindness never fails, we forever put our hope in you. Let's read together on page 177. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks, Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulecha na'eh lehodot. And we continue on page 178. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon Lechol HaShalom. Ki atahu melech Adon Lechol HaShalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Baruch atah Adonai hamavarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. Let's turn together to Oseh Shalom. It's on the bottom of 180, and I'll grab my guitar for that. Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yahaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Okay. Shabbat Shalom. And tonight I want to kind of come over here. And you know, it's interesting because Tracey and I usually don't have the service like this because Michael is usually here. I want you all to know that Michael is fine. Michael is on vacation, right? Newfoundland, however we say that. I never know how to say that. He is off visiting his sister. It's a mitzvah. We should be happy he's gone, and we miss him, but he is okay. So just know that, all right? Yes, I was thinking you're probably wondering where he is. Once again, I want to thank Nick and Erica for helping us with our sound. We're hopefully having better sound on Zoom, and is that the case? Are they saying it's good? Good. All right. That brings us into a really good place tonight where everyone is included in this place. And I have concern when the Zoom isn't working right or the live stream isn't working right because I want to make sure that everyone who is part of our community, who wants to be here, who wants to pray with us and be included in this place, despite any limitations that they have, is able to do that. And then we don't have a problem with people who have limitations to coming here. I'm really glad that Jack Zlotnick and Samantha are here tonight, so thank you for coming. Jack is usually a Zoomer,
but he's here in person. And I also want to welcome everyone else to this place. Maria has brought a special guest tonight, her namesake, her niece, Masha, who is here from Russia. So welcome, Masha. We're glad you're here. And then, of course, Ellie, we're happy you're here as well. I'm always happy to see your face. So it's good to see you singing. So we are going to talk tonight about something that I think is really, really important. We've spoken in the past few weeks about inclusivity and welcoming in our community. But there are certain subgroups of people in our community who often feel that they're a little left out. And they can feel that they are not sure of their place in our community. I've talked about patrilineal Jews and their place in our community. And I've talked about converts and their place in our community. And tonight I'm going to talk about those in our LGBTQ community who are Jews and their place in our community. So our Parsha this week is Parashat Balak. This is the most famous, this is famous mostly for a certain line that you will know from Torah. You don't know yet that you know it. Well, maybe you do. Does anyone know that they know the very famous verse from Parashat Balak? If you know, I'll buy you a candy bar. Like, I'll buy you like a Hershey bar or something. What is it? Is Hershey's no good in Canada, though. What? Hershey's fine. Okay, Hershey's fine. What is it? What is the verse? You know this verse. I promise you do. Oh, Stu, Selby, I'm going to give you a candy bar. I don't have it yet, but I promise I'll bring it to you. And I'll bring it to Amika just for you. Oh, okay. Yes. How lovely are your tents, O Jacob, your dwellings, O Israel. Ma tovu, O halecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. You know that, right? Okay, let's just sing it together one time. Ma tovu, O halecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu, O halecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. Well, right, you do a different version. You do a much grander version. This is the simple version for the guitar. Yeah, it's around. You can do it. So maybe we'll try it at the end of the service instead of a Don Olam. We could try, and we could try to do it as a round. Okay? You remind me though, because I'll jump into a Don Olam. I will find them. I'll find them for you. Yeah, so you'll know them. Okay. Yeah. Yes, the translation of how lovely are your tents, O Jacob, your dwellings, O Israel. So that comes in Parashat Balak. What is happening when that happens? Does anyone know the context of it? And they want to explain it, and I'll have to bring the mic to you so that the people on Zoom can hear it. Does anyone know the context of this? If you don't know, I will tell you the context. There's another candy bar that could be distributed. Stu Selby, do you know? Of course. Okay, Stu is going to explain this. He's going to get 2 candy bars. And for those of you who didn't know, tomorrow morning we have Torah study, and we're going to talk about this too, so you can learn even more. Stu.
Okay. Well, Balak is a prophet for hire, and he's hired to curse the Israelites, but he's prevented by God's intervention. Along the way, there's the story of his donkey who gets the message and refuses to go. And when he's up there and he's about to do his curse, out from his mouth comes this blessing. Yes. Is that enough?
That is enough.
Okay.
All right, 2 candy bars. He's just beating all of you. He's going to have a sugar rush. You got to help him out by getting things right. 2 candy bars. So here's the thing. Balak goes to curse the people Israel, and instead, it's almost as if God takes over his words, and instead he blesses the people Israel. He's in awe. He's overtaken by awe at how beautiful these tents are. Now, what did it look like when the tents were set up? What happened was we had a central tent, the tent of meeting, so remember, Ve'asuli mikdash b'shachanti b'tocham, and let them make me a sanctuary that I may dwell among them. So God is in the middle, and God's living in God's own tent in the middle. And then all the tents were circled around it by tribe, and they were all there. And he's looking over on the mountain, like Stu explained, and he's looking at all of these tents. There's different tribes. There were the 12 tribes of Israel, and they all had different qualities. And he's looking at them, and he's saying, how goodly, how beautiful are your tents. But he didn't know the people in the tents. He's looking at a nation of people, and he's looking at them as one nation in individual tents. That's how it would have been set up. Your family would have had a tent. Probably a lot of families family members in each one tent, but they were set up so people could live in them. Inside of each tent were the individuals who had built the Mishkan, which was in the middle. And what are we told about the Mishkan? That Mishkan was built from every single person's wealth, the most beautiful things that they had to bring. They brought the things that they carried that were important to them, including, what is an interesting one, dolphin skins. Where the heck did they get dolphin skins? But it's so diverse that they even had dolphin skins, and they had jewels and gold and tapestries and beautiful stones that they made. And they came with all of their talents and every diverse skill that they had. Audrey, what are you really good at? What are you proud of being good at? I know what Audrey's really good at. Audrey is very good at reaching out to people and taking care of them. And I see that. I see that you're very good at that. She is a very good leader. She is the chair of our ritual committee along with Sarah. They're co-chairs. What is Sarah good at? Sarah is good at everything, but Sarah is particularly good at taking care of me. What am I good at? We don't know. Let's not talk about that. Everybody. Sarah took care of Dan. That's okay. She can take care of you. We can all do this. We can be in community. Stu is so wonderful. He has this Parkinson's walk, and he is so good at remembering the memory of his wife and walking for Parkinson's. Nels, I know something that you're very good at. Nels shows up for everything. Nels shows up. He likes cake, but he likes Judaism. He shows up. And yes, I can go on and on and on. It's so diverse. I can come up with many, many things. So we have this diverse community. And we are here in this place, here at Congregation Bethel, and essentially we're like a tent because the Jewish people are still wandering. The Jewish people are still a people who are living in these tents. And if we think of Congregation Bethel as a tent, if you look around, I want you to look around at the diversity of this community. What do we have here? We have people they're all Jews, but different ethnic backgrounds, because we have people who have come from different places in the world. We can't even assume that someone who isn't European isn't Jewish, because we have Chinese Jews. We have African Jews, not in this community, but they exist in the world. We have people in this room who have disabilities. We have people in this room of different genders and sexual orientations. We have people in this room of different ages. We have people in this room who have different accents, and they come from different parts of the world. We have children. Ellie is like ducking. She knows what I'm saying. We have people in this room who are in this community who are not technically Jewish, but they are here because they're married to someone who is technically Jewish, and they want to support them and build a Jewish community with them. We have people who are wanting to convert. We have people who have converted. We have patrilineal Jews. I could go on and on and on. We even have someone who's converted how many times, Anne? 3 times. She's the most Jewish person in the room. She's showing us how it's done. So you know what? The sky is the limit with what we can be. And when we take part in celebrating that diversity and what it means to be a Jewish person and embrace that diversity, it can be really beautiful. And that is how we build the tent in the middle where God can dwell. We build that mishkan in the middle. So I want to talk specifically, though, about LGBTQ Jews, because I have a major concern in this community, and it is this. And this is the same in every community, so I'm not coming down on our community here. But, you know, I want to make sure that everyone is very clear about where the Reform movement stands on supporting LGBTQ Jews in our community. The Reform movement has decided a long time ago that LGBTQ Jews are to be treated as equal members of the community, that we are to celebrate them and support them, and that we are to celebrate them in their marriages, that we are to help them to be part of our community. And I get a little bit concerned because sometimes we have events for LGBTQ Jews in our community, and I've heard things, I'm not saying that this is from anybody here in this room, but I've heard things like, well, maybe we shouldn't have a Pride Shabbat. Maybe this kind of a thing, like a Pride Shabbat that's coming up in a couple of weeks, shouldn't be happening at the JCC Federation. Now, here at Congregation Beth El, we have to celebrate every single Jew, and we have to be careful about protecting every single Jewish person. And when we celebrate people, we identify them and we protect them. It's very, very important that we are there for people. Also, I want to be clear about something else. When we have LGBTQ children, I don't actually know that we have anything any of our families have a child who is identifying as LGBTQ. But you know what my reaction would be if we did? All right, well, they're in our community. That is something that we are supporting with our families, and we are there for them. There are so many issues in our world that Jews are facing. And Jews who are in our community don't need to have a fear of what they're going to face when they're in our tent, whether they're a convert, whether they're a woman, whether they are someone of patrilineal descent, whether they are someone with disabilities, whether they are LGBTQ identifying Jewish person. It concerns me if people are worried about whether they belong here or not. Every single person who is a Jew belongs here. I don't care what you have going on in your life. I don't care what you're struggling with in your life. I don't care what you're celebrating in your life. It doesn't matter. No one is worth more than another person. And we really, really have to be united in our view of this. Now, you could be sitting here thinking, why is Devorah bothering to say this? But, you know, I know that in communities, there are still insecurities that different people have. And so while we may officially have a certain stance as Reformed Jews, I want to make it very clear in our community that every single Jew is welcome. Every single Jew is supported. And even when we make mistakes and drop something, every single Jew is loved and cared for. It's also important that we stand up against discrimination and that we are socially justice social justice oriented as a community. And so if you see something in the community, if you hear something that is unkind against any kind of Jewish person in our community, stand up, say something, because when we're silent against, and we don't stand up, and we don't speak out, and we don't stand up for one another in our community here, in our broader community, and also in the larger community here in Windsor, when we don't stand up for one another, we really are not building that tent of social justice and of love that we really need as a community. So I ask you to get into the tent. Sometimes things can be uncomfortable. Sometimes things can be new. Sometimes you may have biases and views that you were brought up to think, and you still have to kind of deal with those ideas. Because when we get into that tent and we're with one another, it can be so beautiful. The diversity of what can go on when we are together and we embrace one another can be such a beautiful thing. And it can build kind of a rainbow of beauty. I was thinking, I'm trying to segue into something. Tracey and I would actually like to sing about how that is when we, if you have a rainbow, and it's the symbol of the LGBTQ community is a rainbow. And so we are going to just sing a song tonight. We haven't practiced this, but we know it, and you can join us. It'd be really beautiful.
I'm going to find a note.
Okay. It's a little bit like cliche to have the whole rainbow thing, but we just really like this song, and we wanted to share it and kind of make it our theme song for tonight. And you can join us. And are you going to sing this by yourself?
I'll do the introduction.
You're going to
do you want to do the introduction?
No, I don't. I
I'll give it a
want
try.
you to do
Okay.
it. All right.
All right.
But think of the words, because I was actually thinking of these words on the way over here. And I was thinking about the fact that, God is offering us something really beautiful. And that is this idea of a tapestry or a prism of different color. And a rainbow is one of the most beautiful things that we can think of if we embrace it. One color at a time is fine, but when you see a rainbow in the sky, you're a little bit in awe. And that's what we can do as a community.
When all the world is a hopeless jumble and the raindrops tumble all around, heaven opens a magic lane. When all the clouds darken up the skyway, there's a rainbow highway to be found, leading from your window pane to a place behind the sun, just a step beyond the rain. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow. Why, oh, why can't I? Sorry, Judy.
Sorry, that was beautiful. You know, thank you for singing that with us, and I really hope that we can be a community that really embraces that kind of thing. Yes, I believe we are, but I want to be sure, because if we're talking about these types of things, then we have to really, really be sure that that's where we are and that we're very clear. I also want to tell you that on August 2nd, this will be the end of my sermon, and then we'll get back to our prayer for Israel, which is on page 377, by the way, if you want to get a little ahead. But we are actually taking, I felt a little conflicted last year. The Pride Shabbat at the Federation JCC was on a Friday night, and we had a service here. And they asked me to come and to give the blessings for Shabbat, for the Kiddush. And then I ran back over here and I led a service. But half of our people were at that service, and then half of you were here. And I didn't think that anyone was here because they weren't wanting to be there. But when they contacted me again this year, I said, you know what? I think it's really important that we simply just worship all together. And if I'm going to, they asked me to actually lead a service this year for the Pride Shabbat event at the JCC. And so I would really like it if you all would come and support the LGBTQ community in our Jewish community here. And so I have decided that we're going to have our Shabbat service that night at the JCC with as part of the Pride Shabbat event. It's only one time. It's a little different than what we usually do, and it won't be live streamed because we will be there. But I ask you to come and to celebrate Shabbat with us. Last year, there was Rainbow Challah that Miriam Goldstein made, and it was very good. It was beautiful. And so I ask you to come and to celebrate Shabbat with us, and it will be a real service, and it will be a dinner that you'll get to have. So it's a whole event, and we actually have a flyer for it. I thought it was up here. Oh, here it is. Okay. So I just want you to know, Friday, August 2nd at 5:30, and then the service is at 7:30. So come for the dinner at 5:30. The service is at 7:30. There's going to be a vegetarian dinner, cocktails, a special guest speaker. I'm not the guest speaker. I'm just the person leading the prayer, and much more. So they may have a pretty good, fun time. Children are welcome. This is a really wonderful family event. So please come and join us for Shabbat on August 2nd. All right, page 377 is our prayer for Israel. Before we say our prayer for Israel, I also want to speak to some things that are going on in our community right now. So I'm segueing into something quite serious that I'm actually very, very concerned about, and that is that we have we all know about what's going on with the university and the decisions with the pro-Palestinian group on campus. You know, this past week, there were a lot of Jewish organizations that came out and have been really paying a lot of attention to this and have been supporting Israel. These are international organizations, national organizations. We're talking about CIJA, we're talking about Hillel, we're talking about B'nai B'rith, we're talking about other organizations all over the country that are international organizations. I also want you to know that I was in a meeting yesterday with the Jewish Federation and with the board of directors, and they are working very, very hard to help to resolve this issue with the university. It's very concerning, and if you want to speak with me about it, I'm happy to talk to you. I don't want to make it a second sermon, but I do want to assure you that the Federation is taking this very seriously. There have been a lot of talks with the university about how to amend this situation, and to voice our concerns. So if you have any concerns and you want to talk to me, please come and do that. But I assure you that it's being taken very seriously. If you don't know what I'm talking about at all, God bless you, because it's been a bit stressful for many of us this week. And I'm happy to explain it to you as well. Okay, our prayer for Israel is on page 377. Let's just read it in English so we can all hold it together and we can do this together. O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen. Amen. And on the opposite page, we have a prayer for our congregation, and let's read that together as well. Source of all being, may the children of this community learn these passions from us: love of Torah, devotion and prayer, and support of the needy. May we guide with integrity, and may our leadership be in your service. May those who teach and nourish us be blessed with satisfaction, and may we appreciate their time and their devotion. Bless us with the fruits of wisdom and understanding, and may our efforts bring fulfillment and joy. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. Our Mishaberach is on page 371. I'm going the wrong way. Audrey was about to correct me. She knew. That's what Audrey's good at. She's good at helping me with page numbers. 6:30 for our, okay, 6:30. Okay, so I have a list of those who are in need of healing, who we are praying for. And then at the very end, I will also help you to, you can add names. And for those on Zoom, because we have two people, Nick and Erica, once again, who are helping us with Zoom, if anyone has something in Zoom, someone they want to add for prayer, we will be sure to have those names. Tony Lee, Hannah Levin, Cindy Jarris, Valerie Horner, Rana Paquette, Jackie Farrell, Miriam Schneer, Avraham Leib, Louise Ziff, Richard McGinty, Morton Kaplan, Bonnie Levine, John Farrell, Lindsay Martin, Tamara Fishman, Martin Jean, Rabbi Jeffrey Ablisser, Igor Kurgansky, Kevin Killip, Clara Lobach, Maya Klaz, Susan Tuck-Sweetman, Emmett McDonald, Glenn and Melanie Dunn, Sharon Schneer, Rebecca Chappas, Ginny Symbolist, Evgenia Davidok, Dina Fay, Ari Ben Sarah, Linda Stewart, Sandy Malowitz, Cheryl Nicole Wright, correct? Colleen Halpern, who is the wife of Hetty Halpern. Yes, and also I forgot to add it to the list yesterday, but I talked to Pat in the office, her husband, and I can't remember his name actually, but God knows his name. George, and what's his last name? Well, George is good enough. George Hughes, and I'll get him added to this list. He is in need of healing, and I saw him the other day, and please pray for him, and also please pray for her, for Pat, who is our bookkeeper. They need prayer. Is there anyone on the Zoom who needs prayer? Okay. And any of you want to add anything? Yes, Masha. I'm going to come over here, and then. Oh, Zoe Belinkova, and this is Maria's mother, who, yes, and we can add her also to the list, if that's okay. Yes. I said right. Is it Night? Night? Okay. I will re-say the name so that we have the correct name. Let's see. Yeah, Cheryl Nicole Wright. It's still light outside, so I will, it's Night. Cheryl Nicole Knight. We've got that. And is there anyone else? Okay. And I'll get your mother added. Zoya Belankova. And George Hughes. That is Pat's husband, right? Okay. Yes. Yes. Yes, he needs prayer. Okay, so these are our prayers in our community. We also have special prayers for safekeeping for all in Israel. Iris Kaver Berliner and family, Michael Orley, Yuval, and Noam Kessler, and all of the soldiers, hostages, and those who have been released. And I also want to pray for anyone who has lost anyone in this war. It's a tragedy, and the people of Gaza are hurting as well. It's hard for us to pray for our enemies, but God calls us to do that. And so I ask that you consider that they are human beings made in the image of God, and that they require love and care and prayer. And part of that is that our hearts could be hardened if we are not able to see them as human beings too. It's hard, but we have to rise to that and pray for people to change and to see the way that God wants them to be in this world. All right. Mishaberach, and would you like to just sing it? It's on page 371.
Avotenu mikol habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Bisheperach imotenu mikor habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
All right, please rise for Elenu. And I'm going to read on the bottom of page 587. You know, we're only a couple of months away from Rosh Hashanah, from our new year. Elenu, one of our oldest prayers, was composed to introduce the sound of the shofar on Rosh Hashanah, announcing God's ultimate and universal rule. By the 14th century, this prayer joined the final Kaddish, as a concluding note of hope for every service. Reformed Jewish tradition emphasizes the universal aspect of this hope, represented by the English prayer, Let Us Adore, going back to the original Union Prayer Book of 1895. And so let us proclaim this as if it is, it's a little too high, as if it is like our pre-high holiday, middle of summer. It's super hot, but we will get to the fall prayer. And we are on page 586 on the bottom. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, לגאול עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוצר הארץ, ומושיב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אינות, אמת מלכנו אפסו So you can sit down for a moment. I have some announcements, and then I'll keep the guitar on. Okay, so I forgot Mourner's Kaddish. I don't know how I would have forgotten Mourner's Kaddish. It's close to the same page. So it's on page 598. So we will do that before announcements, of course. All right, so we are remembering recent deaths in the community. Bernard Bernstein, and he was a member of the Shar. Audrey, you know who this is. Can you tell us anything about this man? I didn't know him at all. Mm-hmm. A gentle soul. That's good. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. 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 Yes. So thank you for helping us to understand. For those on Zoom who could not hear Audrey, I didn't manage to get she was describing that when she was a child, Bernard would wait for the school bus. She has fond memories of him. Oh, the city bus, not the school bus. The city bus. Yes, I understood that. I said the wrong thing. The city bus, and that he was just a gentle soul, and you have fond memories of him. And so we remember him tonight, and it's the second week of the Shloshim period for him. We also remember tonight Nellie Berlinker. If I'm saying anyone's name wrong, please let me know, because I want to make sure we get these right. Nellie Berlinker, Frida Kapp, Bert Gower, that is the father of Anne Winograd. Manuel Hudis, the father of Judy Frank. Claire Laker, who is the sister of Judy Frank. Ethel Lutvak, who is the grandmother of Stephen Lutvak. Helen Novominsky. Rita Paisner, who is the mother of Lawrence Paisner. Janet Pearl, the mother of Audrey Pearl. Max Polak, it says Audrey Bondi here, but my friend Gabrielle, Rabbi Gabrielle Pescador, she always calls you Audrey Pearl. Yes. It's okay. Okay, so I'll say it again. Janet Pearl, who's the mother of Audrey Bondi. Yes, Max Polak, the father of Sally Goldhar. Louis Polsky, who's the father of Larry and Ron Polsky. Anne Rogers, the mother of Rosalie Delphin. Lonnie Rodover, the cousin of Lanny Jaffe. Beatrice Schulman, the mother of David Schulman. Amnun Sionov, okay, I'll say it again. Amnun Sionov. Minnie Steinbrook, the mother of Beth Jarkeg. Rita Ungar, Rose Winograd, the mother-in-law of Anne Winograd. So we remember with love these people in our community who we have lost, but we keep their memories alive here in this place. And so I'm wondering if there's anyone else in our community who we should be saying Kaddish for. Yes, David, say it loud and I'll try to. Sarah Miara, who is David's bubby. All right, thank you, David, very much. All right. Okay, so our Mourner's Kaddish is on page 598. Please rise. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabah, v'yalma divra kidutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayichon uvyomechon, uvchaye de kol beit Yisrael,
ba'agala uvizman kariv ve'imru, amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevorach leolam olamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal, shmei tekudsha berechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, ta'amiram be'alma ve'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mamav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru, amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. You may be seated. And I will read these announcements for you. Tomorrow, Saturday, July 20th, as I said before, we will meet in the chapel and we have a Torah study. And I always say this, it's my favorite thing of the whole month. I love Torah study. I love all of you who come to the Torah study. I would love more people in the Torah study who can give me a hard time and tell me they don't agree with me. I love all the challenge of it and the fun of it and the honesty and how great it is. You know, it's really interesting. In this room, I would say over half of you come to the Torah study. So, you know, if you don't, come on. Maybe there will be candy bars. I might give you one. Okay, next Friday, July 26th, 7 p.m., we have a lay-led service, and it is in the courtyard. It will not be on Zoom. Is this correct? If I say anything wrong, Audrey, let me know. It's going to be led by Stu Selby with Harvey Kessler, who's not there, with Harvey Kessler, who's probably on Zoom, with Audrey Bondi. Is that correct? Okay. Right. Right. Okay. So, all right. It is Harvey. Okay. Wonderful. Oh, sure. Sure. Yes. Okay. Yes, Nels? It's here, but it's in the courtyard. Yes. So there was some concern about safety in the park and with all the things going on. Mm-hmm. Right. And so we have this beautiful courtyard that we never use, and I think that maybe it's going to be spruced up a little bit beforehand. What? We do use it for the sukkah, but we need to use it more than that. It's a great courtyard. Okay, I have a reading from Sarah, who left a message for you all. This is kind of a slow time of year, but that just means we are starting to look forward to planning for the fall and high holidays. We are a community and we want people to be comfortable, to participate in some way. So start thinking about what you would like to do. You may chant Torah. You may read in English. You can be a greeter. You can help with an event. And the sky is the limit. Bring your talent. Bring the diversity of what you have for this tent. We will find she didn't say all that, I'm adding that in. We will find the right spot for you to be involved. She did say that. So Sarah will help you. You can go to Sarah, you can come to me, you can email Rebecca, who is our programming assistant. You can talk to Audrey, who is also the co-chair of the ritual committee. Please, we want to make this a really wonderful communal event so that Tracey and I have lots of friends up here on the bima with us. So please come and join us for the high holidays and be part of that. Okay, Tracey, you have waited. We are going to sing Ma Tovu. What page was it again, Audrey? 630 or 290. We're closer to 630. Yeah, 630. 630. Ma Tovu. Okay. Ma Tovu. Oh, hallelujah. can. You sing loud and proud, okay?
Okay, and
I'll
if it's
jump
wrong,
in.
you'll forgive me.
It's like double Dutch. It may take me a couple times, but I'll get it eventually, okay? Okay.
Ma tovu, ohalecha Yaakov,
Open your music.
bishmonotecha
Here's my third time.
Israel.
Okay, I'll get it. Go ahead.
Ma tovu, ohalecha
I did it eventually. Third time's a charm. We all get it right eventually. All right, Shabbat Shalom. I think we'll have the Kiddush in the chapel where you can all gather, and I hope to see you there. Are you saying that you're the old folks in the room, Jack? Speak for yourself. It's good to have you here in person. Yes, yes. Original Windsor. Okay, okay. All right, Shabbat Shalom. It was good to have you all here, and we will be in there. Thank you. Thank you again to Sarah. Thank you to Tracey. Thank you to Erica and Nick, who have done a wonderful job, and thank you all.